Have you ever wondered what the end of days might look like? It's a question that has fascinated and at times terrified humanity for millennia. The end of the world, the apocalypse, Armageddon. These are concepts that have infiltrated our collective consciousness, creating a sense of dread and curiosity. Where does this fascination stem from? Why are we so absorbed by the idea of our own demise? Perhaps it's because we humans as conscious beings are acutely aware of our own mortality. We know that every story has an end, and in a way the end of the world is the ultimate ending. It's a concept so enormous, so all-encompassing that it's impossible to fully comprehend. And yet, we try. We create narratives and prophecies. We speculate and theorize. One of the most well-known sources of end-of-days imagery comes from the Christian Bible, specifically the Book of Revelation. This ancient text is filled with vivid and often terrifying depictions of what the end times might entail. Images of beasts, dragons, angels, and cosmic battles have captured imaginations and fueled fears for centuries. The Book of Revelation has been interpreted and reinterpreted countless times throughout history. Some see it as a literal prediction of the future, others as a metaphorical commentary on the political and social issues of the time it was written. But despite the myriad of interpretations, the Book of Revelation continues to be a source of intrigue and speculation. Why is this? Perhaps it's because the Book of Revelation, like all apocalyptic literature, deals with the ultimate questions of human existence. It grapples with the issues of good and evil, of life and death, of hope and despair. It's a mirror that reflects our deepest fears and our highest hopes. So let's delve into this mysterious and often misunderstood book. Let's take a journey into the heart of the apocalypse, into the realm of the divine and the terrifying. But let's do so with an open mind and a critical eye. Today, we venture into the Book of Revelation with a fresh lens of modern scholarship. The Book of Revelation, a cryptic piece of literature full of symbolic language and apocalyptic imagery. This enigmatic book, the final entry in the Christian Bible, has intrigued and baffled scholars for centuries. Its authorship is traditionally attributed to John of Patmos, an exiled Christian living on a remote Greek island. But who was John, really? A prophet with visions of the future? Or a clever dissident crafting coded messages for his fellow Christians? Modern scholarship leans towards the latter. The Book of Revelation, it is suggested, is not a literal prophecy of the end times, but a piece of resistance literature. The cryptic symbols and apocalyptic images? They were a secret language, a way for John to communicate with other Christians living under the oppressive rule of the Roman Empire. The seven-headed beast, the four horsemen, the woman clothed with the sun. These weren't literal predictions of what was to come, but metaphors representing the struggles and oppressions of the time. The beast symbolized the Roman Empire, the woman represented the persecuted church, and the horsemen. They were the destructive forces unleashed by the empire's greed and violence. But if the Book of Revelation isn't a prophecy, what about its apocalyptic visions? The cataclysms, the battles, the final judgment? Well, these too were symbolic. They served as a reminder to the early Christians that no matter how dire their circumstances, they were not forgotten. That ultimate justice would prevail, and the forces of good would eventually triumph over evil. This interpretation doesn't diminish the Book of Revelation's significance. On the contrary, it makes it even more potent. It's a testament to the resilience of faith, the power of hope, and the enduring human spirit in the face of adversity. So when we read the Book of Revelation today, let's not get lost in its apocalyptic imagery or prophetic predictions. Let's instead remember its original purpose, a coded message of hope and resistance for a persecuted community. It is a historical document, a piece of resistance literature, and not a literal roadmap to the end of time. Dragons, beasts, and plagues, all part of the rich tapestry of symbolism in Revelation. Dive deeper into this mystifying book, and you'll find a world teeming with symbolism, each more intriguing than the last. To truly comprehend these symbols, we must first understand their historical context. Remember, the Book of Revelation was penned during a time of great turmoil and oppression under the Roman Empire. First, let's tackle the dragon. This mighty creature is mentioned several times, most notably as a seven-headed beast in Revelation 12. In ancient times, dragons were seen as symbols of power and chaos, often associated with the devil or Satan. This dragon, then, could be seen as a representation of the oppressive Roman Empire, a source of terror for the early Christians. Next, we have the lamb. This symbol may seem out of place amongst the beasts and dragons, but it holds great significance. The lamb is described as having been slain, a clear reference to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. The lamb's victory over the beasts symbolizes the triumph of good over evil, a beacon of hope for the oppressed. Finally, let's consider the 7 seals. The opening of each seal by the lamb triggers a series of dramatic events, often interpreted as divine judgments. However, in the context of the Roman Empire, these could be seen as symbolic representations of the social and political upheavals of the time. In essence, the symbols in the Book of Revelation can be seen as a form of coded language, a secret message of hope and resistance against the oppressive regime. They serve to inspire and comfort the original readers, reminding them that, despite the chaos, good would eventually triumph over evil. These symbols were not predictions, but coded messages of hope and resistance. So, if the Book of Revelation is not a prophecy, what does it say about the end of days? The Book of Revelation has been interpreted in many ways throughout history, but the consensus among modern scholars is that it's not a literal prophecy of the world's end. Rather, it paints a vivid picture of the trials and tribulations that humanity might face, metaphorically speaking. It is a story of resilience and faith in the face of hardship. In the book, the end of days is not a cataclysmic event that annihilates the world. Instead, it's a transformative period that brings about profound change. It's a time of upheaval, yes, but not destruction. It's the end of an era, not the end of time. The Book of Revelation uses apocalyptic language and imagery to convey a sense of urgency and importance. It's not predicting the future, but rather, it's expressing a timeless truth about human nature and society. It's about the constant struggle between good and evil, justice and injustice, oppression and liberation. The end of days is a metaphor for the end of oppression and injustice. The Book of Revelation gives voice to the downtrodden and oppressed, those who have been silenced and marginalized. It's a call to action, a call to stand firm in the face of adversity, to remain resilient and keep the faith. The book is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. It's a message of hope and resilience, a reminder that no matter how dark the night, the dawn will always break. It's a promise that oppression and injustice will not last forever, that they will eventually come to an end. The Book of Revelation is not a prophecy of doom, but a prophecy of hope. It's not about the end of the world, but the end of a world where injustice and oppression reign supreme. It's about the dawn of a new era, an era of justice, equality, and peace. So when we talk about the end of days in the Book of Revelation, we're not talking about the end of the world. We're talking about the end of a world marred by injustice and oppression. The end it speaks of is not the world's, but the end of oppression, the end of injustice. What then does the Book of Revelation have to say to us today? This is a question that echoes in the minds of many, especially in a world where change is the only constant and uncertainty is a daily companion. The Book of Revelation, steeped in the language of symbols and metaphors, is often seen as a daunting labyrinth of apocalyptic visions. But beneath its enigmatic surface, it carries a message that resonates deeply with our contemporary reality. In a world stricken with conflict, injustice, and environmental crisis, the Book of Revelation speaks of resilience and hope. It echoes the timeless human spirit that rises in the face of oppression, that perseveres when the odds are stacked high, and that seeks justice and equality. Consider the struggles of our era, the fight against systemic racism, the battle for climate justice, the resistance against authoritarian regimes. In these and countless other struggles, we find echoes of the Book of Revelation's message. It is a testament to the enduring human spirit, a call to stand firm in the face of adversity, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. The Book of Revelation also speaks to the universal human longing for a better world. It envisions a new heaven and a new earth, free from pain, suffering, and death. This vision is not a prophecy of inevitable doom, but a promise of transformation, a call to action for us to work towards a better future. So what does the Book of Revelation have to say to us today? It urges us to look beyond the surface, to see the struggles of our world not as insurmountable challenges, but as opportunities for transformation. It calls us to stand firm in the face of adversity, to hold on to hope, and to strive for a world where justice, peace, and love reign. The Book of Revelation, then, is not a prophecy of doom, but a beacon of hope, a promise of a new dawn after the darkest night.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any content.